On Monday evening, President Lai Ching-te released a pre-recorded video in support of the Premier's decision not to countersign a controversial bill. The bill contains amendments so that local governments receive a larger share of central government revenue. Lai urged the opposition-controlled legislature to immediately withdraw all controversial bills. However, the opposition quickly pounced on the president's wording of opposition dictatorship and insisted that they will not yield an inch.
In the pre-recorded video, President Lai Ching-te reiterated his support for the Premier's decision not to countersign a controversial bill.
这是对民主的侵蚀。
This is not the expression of democracy, but it's erosion. It is steering Taiwan toward the brink of legislative abuse and opposition dictatorship. In this new constitutional situation, I want to reiterate that I am willing to deliver a State of the Nation address to the Legislative Yuan in accordance with the constitutional method stipulated by the Constitutional Court.
For the first time since taking office, Lai expressed his willingness to deliver a State of the Nation address at the legislature. The opposition still refused to step back.
Only the executive power can possibly implement dictatorship. Since when is opposition dictatorship a thing? The Legislative Yuan will definitely not back down by even an inch facing President Lai Ching-te's actions that violate the Constitution.
蓝白采取这种对立的方式。
The KMT and TPP have always rammed through bills while stoking division, so the Executive Yuan could only resort to refusing to countersign these amendments in order to prevent constitutional chaos. This is the Executive Yuan's bottom line, as well as its last resort. I believe it's only inevitable for the executive branch to exercise its right to resist.
A KMT lawmaker says that since leaders of the executive power aren't implementing past laws, they do not deserve their pay packages.
They're not ruling by law and not doing anything, and so we must review their salaries and related operational fees. They're now basically getting paid to do nothing. I think that's really foul. If they believe the Premier is incapable or unfit, they can proceed with a motion of no confidence vote against the Premier in accordance with additional articles of the Constitution. The gridlock between the ruling and opposition parties was caused not only by the KMT and the TPP's forcefulness, but also due to crippling of the Constitutional Court. As long as the Constitutional Court can resume operations, the so-called gridlock will no longer be.
Since the Constitutional Court cannot hold hearings at present, the opposition could pass a vote of no confidence, but at risk of their seats at the legislature. It seems that the political gridlock has long turned into a game of chicken.